Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Peachy and this channel is all about my Sylvanian families collection. For today's video, I thought it would be fun to take a tour of another of the older buildings in my collection. This is the Field View Windmill. This building was designed by Flair for the UK range in around about 2009-2010 time. It was then also adopted into the Epoch range, with that version coming out in 2015. This is a product that wasn't released in Japan, and it is such a beautiful building. Very, very big. You can see if I put my hand right next to it. Very big building. It's got 3 stories and a roof piece. It's got this really lovely cream and blue colorway. And as far as I can tell, the only difference between the Epoch version and the Flair version is that the Flair version came with a cute little washing line that would attach just on the back here. And the Epoch version did not come with that. I got mine secondhand, so I'm not sure which version this is. I don't have the washing line, but I'm not sure whether that was because it was missing or because this is the Epoch version, so unclear on that. Let's start by taking a look at the front facade of the building, and then I'll turn it around and we can set it up and I'll show you what furniture I usually have in here. Also which family lives here and where this building fits into my village. So I think, as I mentioned, there's 3 floors. So you've got the ground floor, first floor, second floor, and then there's this roof piece as well. So on the ground floor, there's a big circular room and also this little side room, which I use as a kitchen. I like this little bit because it gives you this cute little veranda space as well, and it just gives a little bit more room to the overall house. It's got these cute little window boxes with these flowers. That's around the side as well. And then just here is the hook for the washing line. So if you got the Epoch version, I believe it still comes with the hook, so you could get a washing line spare and attach it anyway. Got windows all around, and these open and close as you would expect from Sylvanian windows. Adorable little post box with some letters, 2 little lamps. Then it's got the stable style door with the 2 pieces which open independently, so you could just have the top open if you wanted to. Lovely flower basket on this side. Oops, I just knocked it off. Popped that back on now. It just clips into a little slot in the wall, but cute little hanging basket, more windows. And then it also has this double width swing. You could fit 2 children characters on here, or more comfortably probably 2 babies. And the great thing about this is it's posable, or you can push it all the way back for storage. On the second floor, we've got these 2 ladders that you could use in the building. Lovely balcony piece, and each of these railings is a separate piece. More windows, and then on the top we also have another balcony area, again with separate railings. If we just turn the top around and I'll show you what that looks like. So we've got this cute little winch at the back, which actually winches up and down. You could put a basket on here or a bag of flour or something like that, and that just cranks up and down. Really love that. Really harks back to the original windmill, which I will also show you in a second. Then this roof piece up here, it actually opens up and it has some little doors here as well. There's also a trap door here for if you wanted to winch through that way instead of the way that I've got it set up. And in here you could set up a little maybe playroom or storeroom for what's being winched up and down. So I really like that is a functional piece as well as being a nice kind of decorative dome at the top. Then turning it back around, I will show you my favourite part of this building. So obviously we've got these beautiful sails with this flower kind of sun motif in the middle. And the great thing about this is, I don't remember which way to wind it. These are actually have a mechanism in it that makes it spin, which is so cool. Really love that. So you can wind it up. It's like a wind-up toy. Does make a bit of a, you know, the kind of wind-up noise that you'd be used to. But I think that's such a cool feature that they built in to have the sails turn independently of you turning them. Then apart from the bits that are already attached to the building, the railings, the letters in the post box, etc., it did come with a few other accessories. So first of all, this telescope piece. This can go up on the roof. Sometimes I use it like a little observatory up there. this can tilt. It's not super duper detailed, but it does have this nice lens sticker on it, and I do like that it can tilt so the adults and the children can use it. It then also came with some paper pieces. I think I have them all, but I can't be certain. So first up, this little welcome mat, and these are just the typical Sylvanian paper pieces. A couple of board games, checkers, and one that looks like a kind of adventure style game where you're going through a forest. And then some carpet pieces. So this one, they're just blank on the back. And also this nice circular one. And finally, this basket piece with a movable handle. This can be attached to the hook and winched up and down. It's got the nice wicker effect on it, just smooth on the inside. And I think I have all the pieces that this set came with, apart from the washing line, which we already spoke about. But I think that's everything on the facade of the building. I'll turn it round and we can set up the inside. But before we do that, I will show you its predecessor, which has a very dear place in my heart. Here we have the original Sylvanian windmill, an absolute icon of the range in my opinion. This building was called literally the windmill. It had later iterations called the old mill and the mill on the hill, but this is the 1990 version. It came out in 1990 in Japan and here in the UK. The version I have is the Tomy UK edition, though I think they are exactly the same, except maybe the colour of the rooster on the top and the colours of fabric that came on the washing line, though I can't even be sure if those are the originals anymore. But you'll notice quite a few similarities between the design of this building and the design of Fieldview Mill. So firstly, this building's a lot smaller. It's still 3 floors and a roof piece, but the actual size of the building is quite compact. You can also see the timber tops in here. In my village, they live in this building. The building has the same basic structure with balconies in the same places. You'll also see that this one also has a swing and you can move this around where you'd like to put it. Lamps at the door and the stable style door. It's got the opening and closing windows. It has the dome piece on the top with the winch. Here we're winching up some flour, but this is also a fully working winch. So mine's a little bit creaky now, as this is from my childhood and I did play with it quite a lot. And then it also has sails on the front that turn. There's no mechanism in these just go around when you push them and they're a little bit squeaky. You can see there's a lot of features that were carried over into the design of Fieldview Mill, which I really love. It feels like a real homage to this building. If we take a quick look inside this one, it opens up by folding out. So here you can see there's some internal ladders in there and quite small floor space to decorate. It's also an interesting shape. It's a very realistic shape into how windmills were built here in the UK. And then the bottom also opens out like so, and you can see I've got that set up as a little kitchen. Some pegs here for hanging things as well. But let's get back to Fieldview Mill and take a look at the interior. This is the interior of the Fieldview Mill, and you can see it's a pretty big space, much bigger than the one that I just showed you. I can fit like my whole hand and a bit of my arm in there. It is an awkward space to decorate though because of the circular walls, which you'll see in a minute. You also have this little square piece off to the side, which is really nice. This one also has a trapdoor with a ladder that can come down for how you would get up to that floor. Unfortunately, the ladder's in a really awkward place for decorating, so I usually leave it up and out the way. There's some little grips up there that just hold it in place. But let's get on and decorate. We'll do a floor at a time. I forgot to mention as well, there's space to attach a ladder here, and this bit pulls out like a gate, so you could have your ladder going up to the first floor there. But now, decorating. So starting in the kitchen, you can see I've just used this corner unit. This is a pretty common piece of furniture. I like how versatile it is and it perfectly fits in this space. You also like that it's the corner shape, so it fits like a glove. Whilst we're here, I can also show you now, this is that hook for the washing line. And this is what the side looks like. It's got this cute little blue roof piece and the same slatting as the rest of the building. Then there's this little throughway here with some brickwork and into the living room. I like this blue and white suite. I felt it went with the blue and cream on the building. There's also a television in there. Just really felt that this sofa set with the light wood and these pretty florals really just looked perfect in this building with the colour scheme that it is. Then up on the first floor we have the parents' bedroom. This is a furniture set called I think it's the Lavender Guest Room set. It's a Flair era set. I love the lavender notes on this bed. With the white furniture, again trying to keep it really light and airy. And the wardrobe. You can see what I mean here now about the circular walls making it a little bit tricky to decorate because nothing wants to sit flat against the walls. And then we have the children's bedroom up here. And this bed will not fit in stacked like this, so you kind of have to stack it in there, but it gets caught on the ceiling, so it's a little bit of a kerfuffle every time I try and put it in there. And then it's got the matching desk set and probably put some more toys here, but it's got the board games there for now. And then up on the roof, so here's the hook that we saw before, and then in here I just have the telescope for it to be an observatory. And that's the whole building. In my village, the Dale sheep family live here. Here they are in all their glory. They're so cute. I love the sheep family. I really like the moldies. They just look so adorable. This is their family home. And when it's not in the constraints of storage or my shelving, it forms part of Highfields Farm. I'll pop a video here that shows the full layout of how I'd like to have my farm set up if space was no object. But that brings me to the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed taking a closer look at this older building with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye for now.